The purpose of this module is to walk you through the process for administering the MIPI. This assessment will take students approximately 30 to 45 minutes. You can give students breaks in between that time period, but you can also spread this assessment across multiple days if that would meet the needs of your students better. Students should respond on the paper copy first and then input the answers into Google Forms later. We'll talk in a little bit about what that might look like. In order to prepare yourself, you should review the MIPI 2019-2020 drive. When you open it up, you will see a variety of folders. If you're administering the English versions, you will open up the MIPI PDF file folder. And if you're administering the French versions, you'll choose the French MIPI PDF folder. So we'll go ahead and open up the English one. Now you will find the grade level that matches the grade level of your current students. So if you are teaching grade 5 students, you will use the grade 5 assessment. It will already be aligned to the grade 4 outcomes. It's very important grade 5 students write the grade 5 MIPI unless they're working way below grade level and you choose to administer an earlier grade. Print off one copy for each student. The next thing that you will need to do, if you teach in a school where there are more than one teacher at each grade level, so let's say there are 3 grade 5 teachers at your school, each of you will need to choose a different letter as your class code. So Mrs. Anderson might choose class code A. Mr. Johnson might choose class code B. You will need to give your students your class code. It is the school name and the class code that will filter students into the correct tab in the results document. So it's very important that they enter the correct school and the correct class code. As I said earlier, students should complete the assessment using paper and pencil first. If a student doesn't know the answer, please encourage them to leave it blank. We want our data to be valid. If they don't know the answer and they guess C and happen to be right, we won't know that they guessed. So it's much better for them just to leave it blank. Students can use manipulatives. We strongly encourage that they use anything that doesn't do the work for them. However, use your typical classroom assessment routines. When students are done the entire assessment, you will want to transfer their results from paper into the Google form. You don't have to do this on the day they do the assessment. You could do this at a later date. You will have received the links with the information that you need for entering this information. So in step 4 in the document that your principal gave you, you'll see a set of links that start with rebrand.ly/ and then the code. So you'll just type that section, all of that, rebrand.ly/ and then the code into the URL address. You don't need to put HTTP, you don't need to put www. Now, for older students, they can enter their own responses. So they can open up that link and then transfer the responses from the paper document into the Google form. However, if you have younger students or students who might need a little bit of support doing that, you might consider asking older students to help them. Or you could choose to enter the responses yourself. Any of those options is totally fine. When you're done, you will have access to all of the results. And in the next module, we'll walk you through what that process for analyzing the results might look like. So what might be some questions you have about administering the MIPI?